Can you please help me read the absolute? Okay, so the entire line right here. Joe's not here. Emma H, can you help me read that entire line, please?
The absolute value of a number is the distance from zero, always positive.
Good. You can't say, I just ran a negative distance, can you? What if you decide today, just to be crazy, you're gonna, at the end of your class, you're gonna get out of the classroom and you run backwards home? Is that a negative distance? No. Even though you are running backwards, guess what? The distance is still the same, positive, right? You're not gonna say, oh, I ran a negative mile home. You're still running a positive mile home, except backwards. Okay, so that's what the distance, because an absolute value represents distance, can never ever be negative. So number one, pretty easy. Number one, absolute value of x equals 5. Okay, what can x be? What can x be? 5 or negative 5. But this is what it's saying, guys. It says the distance is 5. The distance is 5. Okay, now what can you be, or where can it be? So if the distance is 5 and it says here from 0, so let's say this is 0. Would you agree I can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units to the right, and that would be a 5 units distance? What else can I be that will also give me 5 units of distance? That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's why this is the answer can be two things. Positive 5 for x or negative 5 for x. So that's why number 2 in the step says set up 2 equations. Okay, and let me tell you how to set it up. The first equation, class, is exactly the way it looked minus the absolute value. So the first equation, get rid of the absolute value, then just write x equals 5. Or the second is when you put the minus, okay, again, do not use the absolute value when you split it up. You put the minus in front of it. So if negative x equals 5, what is 1x? What do you do after you write negative x equals 5? How would you solve for x there on the right side? Divide both sides by negative 1. So x is negative 5. So that's why we have 2 answers for this absolute value. It can be at negative 5 or it can be at positive 5. Okay. Then you always want to check your answers. Okay, so let's go do exam. This one says 2 to 5, but you guys have a couple of check for understanding, so this is actually 2 to 8. Okay. Solve. Here we go. Question 2. Is the absolute value already all by itself? Is this already all by itself? Yes. Okay. So once the absolute value is all by itself, step number 2 said make how many equations? 2. Here we go. The first equation, class, is exactly the way you see it, except you don't write the absolute value anymore. You write x minus 7 equals to 12. Or the second equation, there's only one change. What do? Yep. Okay. So now, tell me what to write in that quantity, Brandon N. What should I write in that parentheses? Perfect. Okay. Then solve normally. Here we go. Help me solve on the left side. Okay, Anthony, help me solve on the left side here. Add 7 to both sides. So what happens if you add 7 to both sides? What? You mean 19? Yes, x equals to 19. Or, okay, help me solve the right side, please. Kennedy, help me solve the right side. Sure. She's missing, huh? Is Kennedy in your team, Hunter? Okay, Hunter, your turn. Help me solve the right side.
Divide both sides by -1.
Sure, perfect. Divide both sides by -1. By the way, can I distribute as well? Yeah, okay. So Hunter said divide both sides, so now I have x minus 7 equals -12. What's your next step, Hunter?
Add 7 to both sides.
Perfect. Add 7 to both sides. And then so x is what, Hunter?
Negative 5.
-5. Perfect. Guys, don't forget to check. That's like number 4 on your steps. Here we go. You can check it mentally. It doesn't have to be complicated. 19 minus 7 is what, class? Absolute value of positive 12 is still positive 12. Okay? Negative 5 minus 7 is negative 12. Absolute value of negative 12 is 12. So can I keep both? Yes. Brandon? Yes, both of them did. We checked it and they are acceptable. That's as far as I got. Sometimes, by the way, do they have to work?
Yes.
No. Okay. So what if you check them and they don't work? Then you either did your algebra wrong or they have what? No solutions. Okay. Let's try number 3. Number 3, Gemma, is the absolute value already all by itself? So what is the next step if it's already by itself, Gemma? You're right. Can you give me one of them, please?
2p plus 13 equals -3.
Good. Or, okay, give me the second one, please. Gabe, give me the second equation. Good. All right, here we go. Let's solve. Left side, okay? So, Roger, help me solve the left side, please. Good. So now we have 2p equals -16. Divide both sides by 2. Oop, this is so... Okay, so what is 1p, Sydney? Eight is partially right. You are right, okay? Or, let's do this side. I'm going to distribute the -2, so negative sign. So negative 2p minus 13 equals -3. What do you want to do next, please? This one goes to Arista.
Subtract or add 13.
Good, add 13 to both sides. Okay. So negative 2p equals to a positive, what? 10. What do you want to do next, Brandon N? Good. And what did you get, dear? Perfect. Okay. Let's check them. Can I keep them?
Yes.
Okay. Did you check them?
Yes.
Okay. -8 times 2 is what? Good. -16 plus 13.
-3.
Absolute value of -3.
-3.
No. Absolute value of -3 is not -3. Absolute value of -3 is?
3.
Are they equal?
Yes.
How is 3 equals to -3? So no, they are not equal. So guess what? This will, hold your fire. This, can I cross that out? Yes, that will not work. Yes.
So it has to be the opposite.
No, it's not opposite. Absolute value of -3. It's always what, class? +3. It is not the same as -3 on the outside.
So basically, if you get a negative, you can't have the same absolute value.
What? Can you see? You had your hands up. What are you going to say?
On that side, you didn't change the negative in the parentheses, but on here you did.
I didn't change the negative on the parentheses. Where am I at? Can you tell me? We had a negative. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, but see how you did X.
Oh, Hunter divided. Hunter said, I don't feel like distributing it. I can just divide both sides by -1. Either way is okay. Yeah, either method there is okay. So can I cross out -8 right away, y'all, right now?
Yes.
Yes. Now I'm going to check -5 to see if it works. -5 times 2 is 10. -10. -10 plus 13.
3.
Absolute value of +3. Outside I got -3. Can I keep that? No. So I did all of that work, but if I were mindful of that right there, guys, all absolute values, when it's all by itself, all absolute values, when it's all by itself, what must be? Positive. So if the absolute value is negative, can I straight away write no solutions?
You want to.
If I want to. You can also want to do a lot of work and write no solutions. You're right. But that proves that right there, because that's a negative right there, class, I can just go and write no solutions. Okay. So we did all of the work and we came up with no solution anyway. So always check your answers.
This is kind of going off of Brooke's question, but when you divided both sides by -1 on number 2,
Yep.
for the second part,
Yeah.
I don't understand why that became -12.
Because that positive 12 divided by -1?
No, I get that, but on the right-hand side, it didn't become +3.
Because I did not divide by -1. I distribute the -1.
If you did divide by -1,
Then now that become a +3. So I can do, let me show you. If I were to divide both sides here by -1, would you agree I would have 2p plus 3 equals now a +3? If I were to divide both sides by -1, then I'm going to subtract 13 from both sides. So now you have 2p equals -10. So 1p is still -5. So either method is okay.
but if you're dividing it, wouldn't it be -13?
No, because this is right here, right? You have a -1 times 2p plus 13 equals to -3. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
If I'm dividing by -1, that is gone. It does not get distributed to the 13. Okay, so you can solve it either dividing right off the bat or distribute. Either way, the answers will always be the same. So that's the nice thing about math. You can solve it multiple ways. Okay? All right. Let's do 4. 4, it's the absolute value all by itself.
No.
No. So even, guys. When it's not by itself, and there's a negative over here, can I say no solution? No, it has to be by itself for you to even start. So we have to get the absolute by itself by adding both sides by what? 5. Okay. So absolute value, 4t minus 7 equal to 8. Don't forget to carry down the absolute value. If you don't have an absolute value, class, I will mark it incorrect. So carry down the absolute value. So now the absolute value is all by itself. What's our next move? That's right. Let's do it. Here we go. 4t minus 7 equals to 8, or, okay, what's the second equation? What's your second equation here? So Baron, what's the second equation?
Second equation, the negative, and in parentheses would be 4t negative 7 minus 5, which is 3.
No, not minus 5. 4. Did we get rid of the 5 already?
No.
Yes. So
The negative parentheses 4t minus 7 equals 8.
perfect. Okay. So I'm going to add 7 to both sides. 4t equals to 15. Divide both sides by 4. T equal to 15 over 4. I will accept that as an answer. Some of you like mixed number. I'll also take that. If you write mixed number, it's actually 3 and what? I'll take either one, okay? Or I can even take 3.75 if it's an exact decimal. Okay? You have your hands up. 7.5? It's 3.75, is that what you mean?
No, 7.5, that's 15 divided by 4.
15 divided by 2 is 7.5. Yeah. Okay, number 2. Or I'm sorry, the right side, you can do 2 ways. You can distribute or you can do what? Yeah, it's really up to you. You choose, okay? So, Hope, how would you like to solve the second side? Okay, very good. And that's negative 4t plus 7 equals 8. Then from here, Zoe, how would you solve for t from here on out?
Subtract 7 from both sides.
Good. What did you end up with, dear?
Negative 14 equals negative 1.
Good. Then, what did you do next?
Tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that was positive 1. And then divide negative 1 by both sides.
Good. So t, 1t is? Perfect. Okay. 1t, it's a negative quarter. Okay. Last example, and then I'll leave the check for use on your own. Here we go. Baron, on number 5, is the absolute value all by itself already?
No.
No? What would you do to get rid of everything that's not absolute value?
Distribute.
Technically, yes. But what would you guys do? Technically, that's not a wrong answer. That's also okay.
Divide it by 2.
Yeah, divide by 2. But if you distribute, Baron, you just have bigger numbers to work with, just to get rid of it, okay? And so Baron is not incorrect, okay, bud? Okay, 3m plus 2, all in the absolute value, equals 2, what? 4. All right, James, what's your next move? Sure, tell me the first one, James. 3m plus 2 equals 4, good. Or give me, Brandon C, give me the second equation, please.
Negative parentheses 3m plus 2 parentheses.
All right, let's solve for it. Here we go. Victoria, solve the left side. Where do you want to go? Good. Then you got 3m equals 2. Victoria, what's next? Divide both sides by 3. So 1m on that side is what? 2/3. Good. Box that up. Or can you please, Grace, help me solve the right side?
Distribute negative 1.
And what did you get when you distribute, Grace?
Negative 3m minus 2 equals 4.
Sure. Okay. And then what's your next move?
I add 2 on this side.
Add 2 to both sides, you mean?
Negative 3m equals 6.
Very good. And then?
Divide by negative 3.
Great. So that means 1m is?
Negative 2.
Perfect. Beautiful. Those are my 2 answers. Okay. I'll pinch it in. There are 3 check for you, so why don't you guys take 6 minutes to work it out. Then I'm going to call 3 students to go up on the whiteboard, okay? So you can work it out in teams. 6 minutes starting now. Check 4, understanding. So work it out in teams. Then we will have 3 students come up. As you guys are working on that, I'm come around and give you today's assignment. Once you get today's assignment, please write assignment 11 on it.
You started out 7 plus r equals 8, and then you 7 minus 1.
You should check your solutions after. You should always check your solutions.
If like we do one equations and like I would just say like
Yeah, I think it's
so like I would just check for like
You have to find all solutions. That will make it true. You are correct. There's no one here to Once you have an answer, please compare them in your team.
You guys on 7 9. Divide both sides.
You are correct. What?
Both the terms are negative inside the absolute numbers are both equations to the same. Since you would distribute the negative one inside of both of these positive anyway.
I'll be right there. I'll be right there. Those are both. So if I have an answer line, then you have to put both on it. But in the whole which is both. Zoe?
Since both of these terms are negative,
Make sure you put an absolute sign first.
we didn't drop an absolute sign first.
You have to drop it down.
Regardless, do you like when you have the negative one thing outside of the distribution?
Well, you already divide both sides by negative.
No, if
You have to
the equal to the second.
Oh no, this is just your first step, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so the second one, because you are writing the negative in front, yes, now they both change to positive.
Okay, so what you're saying, I'm asking if it's the same equation twice.
Yeah, well, not the same term. Well, if you look at it, it's not identical, it's similar, but not identical.
Because that wouldn't make it a solution. It would.
So if you look at our equations, but
know how.
Zoe, it's not identical, as you can see. One, let's just say example 5.
No, I just mean for this one in particular, because both of those terms are negative.
I was dividing the negative. No, I know.
They can't be identical. Is that what you mean?
I'm not talking about what you said.
Right, but any one of them.
When
The only difference on the second one is then you have to remember you have to put the negative in front of the original.
Yeah, so if I put the negative one in front of the original, I've already distributed it to these two, would these not be a positive one?
On the second
plus
one.
more?
On the second one.
So they're the same one. If this is my first equation.
That's not, but that can't be the first. The first one should be exactly the way it is.
Okay, I thought we made it positive for the first one.
No, the first one is exactly the way it looks.
This is negative.
Hi. I'm going to pull this up so these two can come down. Here we go. Number 1 is going to go to, I'm going to draw my cards. Please show your work so we can understand it better. Okay, so check for U6 goes to Brooke. Look, come on down, check U6. So come on down, grab a pen that works here. Check for U7 goes to Aaron. Check for U8 go to Chance. So come on down. Wait, Aaron, you gotta write the equations so we know why there's no solutions. What happened when you write the absolute value over and then set it equals to -1? So we know exactly what you're talking about. Wait. All right, here we go. Check for you 6. Guys, verify your answers on your notes, because if your notes are incorrect, then you're gonna do wrong homework. Here we go. Move the 5 over, so absolute value of -7 plus r is +8. So far, so good. Break it up. The first equation is exactly the way it looks. Add 7 to both sides. R is 15. The second, we put the negative, then open quantity. -7 plus r equals 8. Then distribute. So you have 7 minus r equals 8. Minus 7 to both sides. 8 minus 7 is 1. R equals -1. You cross that out. Let's check it, okay? Oh, okay, let's check it really quickly. Absolute value of -7 minus 1 minus 5 question mark equals to 3. Guys, what's -7 minus 1?
-8.
Absolute value of -8? 8 minus 5 equals 3 question mark. True or false? True. So can I keep both?
I forgot the absolute value.
Yes. No, always plug it back into the original. Okay. Number 7, Aaron said, I'm going to divide both sides by -3. Then now the absolute value is by itself, right, class? Then it equals to what? Earlier, we mentioned an absolute value, can it ever be a negative? So do I have to do any more work at all if I already know? You do not. Yes.
I thought it was just the original.
Hmm?
I thought it was just the original equation that was negative.
No, it's when the absolute value cannot be negative. Brandon?
Should number 8 also be my solution?
Oh, I know, right? Let's check to see if I can keep those. Chance it all that hard work. Let's see if we can keep them. All right. 8. So class, let's plug it in. -½ times 8 is now what? Let's
-8.
-8. Are you sure? Half of 8 is not -8. Half of 8 is -4 minus 4. Oh, you mean like the final, like inside? Question mark. 8. -4 and a -4 is now a what? -8. Absolute value of -8. 8 times the negative in the front. -8 equals 8. Can I keep it?
No.
No. All right, -24. Half of a -24 is -12. Actually, it's not -12, but half of a -24 is +12. +12 minus 4. 8. Absolute value of 8 is what? 8. 8 times the negative in the front is now? Is it equal? No. So guess what?
No solution.
No solution. But can you guys see this right here? Chance did all of that work, but does he need to?
It is not.
He does not. Okay. Uh-huh.
So the first one is your absolute value is negative on the outside, and then you have a -8 on the inside of the absolute value.
This right here, dear?
Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
shouldn't it be +8?
No. Negative. You have to do absolute value first. Absolute value of -8 is,
Oh, 8. Okay.
and then you do, then the multiply by the outside.
Okay.
All right. The notes are done. Go ahead and work on your homework. I'm going to be speaking to a couple of you.